Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, gentlefers all around. We are in Ascendant Arena in Arizona tonight, watching the Albany Alphas travel to take on the Arizona Whips in a bit of a unusual sports den. Both teams this season have been struggling. A chance here tonight for both of them to possibly turn it around. And joining me in the booth tonight is not my usual partner in crime, but instead Scott Masterson. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing fine. It's my first sports den pretty much ever, but I hope I don't screw up and I hope I do a good job tonight.
Uh,
It's,
have you been practicing the players' names?
I have most of them are pretty easy though, like the Arizona's teams names. Yeah, they're kind of easy.
Well, that's good. I mean, we know my usual partner Bobby waits till the last minute to look over the name, and sometimes it doesn't always go the best, but we'll see how
Eh,
well you do here. So I was mentioning both teams kind of struggling coming into this part. Who do you have favored to win here tonight?
I'm not sure. Usually I go for the home team because, both teams are struggling at a similar level. But I'd say Arizona's had a bit of trouble getting the home games through. But so maybe I'm going with Albany on this one because they seem to have better starter players right now.
Yeah, Albany probably has the better, at least peaks in my opinion. I mean, you can't forget about Morgan McCarthy on Arizona, but I think compared to the power of Narkissa and Kivar, Albany has the higher peak performance, at least as a team, even though both of them right now find themselves at the bottom or near the bottom of both their conferences. So
Yeah. I'd say, oh, in addition to Cassius and Kivar, maybe O'Toole from Albany could make a big impact today.
definitely, I mean, the number one pick you kind of expect to make an impact, even though filling the shoes of now 2 years removed. This is the second year removed from Umechi leaving. We'll have to see how he performs here on the big stage.
Well, he's performed on the big stage multiple times already,
Well,
so
not in front of me sportscasting it. I mean, last time I saw him play was the rookie game. So it's been
good point.
close to 3 months now. So I'm hoping to see some kind of improvement now that he's 3 months older, wiser in terms of experience when it comes to playing at a professional level now.
Yeah, I think I think he's kind of matured during the season so far, even though it's not been that many games yet. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, not that many games, not that many opportunities to really earn Player of the Game titles. Even though I think O'Toole is leading the rookies in terms of fouls per game. So I don't know, maybe
It
something to
could
work on.
be, maybe it could be that the opponents are seeing him as a potential threat because, I mean, if you get someone out more on fouls, then it's probably better for your team if that player is good.
Right. I mean, that is one way to definitely, especially a young player, to attack them and get them in foul trouble early. I mean, someone like Umechi may not be as affected by it, but one of these rookies, 5 or 6, sitting at 5 fouls, they're going to be playing scared. Speaking of the players, I think I see them getting ready to take the court now. And we're going to see the tip-off here is Arizona is going to win the tip-off. Silverman playing point guard for Arizona. A bit of a shuffle they've been doing at point guard. I don't think they've really found anyone yet. Any ideas maybe on your end? Oh, wait, hang on, sorry. Cassius going to steal the ball
Oh,
from De Hugo. And quick pass down to Mendoza coming in from Plymouth off a trade, showing his
do you think that
value.
was a good trade about Mendoza and Ishijima coming over to Albany in exchange for a first round pick?
So, immediate success, yes. I mean, you can't forget that Takaru was a top 5 pick. And we see an air ball right quick. Takaru was a top 5 pick, so he's had time to develop. And Mendoza has been in the league for a while, and we know what we're going to get from him, and now DeHugo's going to get the
steal
steal
from DeHugo.
Bit sloppy for both teams. But I think in the end it was a good trade for Albany right now to kind of get back in the season. It might come back to bite them in the future if they miss out on a top 4 pick, but that's all in the air right now. Speaking of top 4 pick, Terry, how do you think he's performed as a number 1 pick?
I think that he's matched the expectations of a number 1 pick so far. I've seen a lot of number 1 picks do worse in the rookie year. So
yeah, just we haven't seen the results for the team. As Gold's going to drive into the paint and get a foul early on Mendoza. Going to go to the line for 2.
Yeah. Gold on the free throw line?
Yeah, Gold going to the free throw line. He Arizona's top pick last season.
Gold's had a bit of a sophomore slump as of this year so far, I feel. I feel like him breaking out of a potential of his current slump may be what's needed for Arizona to improve as a team at this moment.
Right, and I get back to what I was talking about earlier is Arizona is still trying to find their footing. They brought in a lot of players. I think part of that sophomore slump may be because there's so much uncertainty at the starting lineup positions. I think their point guard and shooting guards have switched at least 4 or 5 times this season so far. Even him playing point guard one time, so.
Yeah, that didn't end well.
No, something like that. We're seeing alley-oop dunk to Cassius.
Wow. What?
Narcissa, known for her 3-point game, but going behind backdoor alley-oop there. Albany enjoying the game a little too much maybe here early. DeHugo with the rock. Trying to drive in, but almost loses it. Gets it back, but blocked out of bounds by Kivar, I believe. It'll be Whip's ball still, but 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Kivar's had a lot of defensive weight on his shoulders so far this season. Hopefully that can be fixed with Mendoza taking over at the starting lineup, but we'll see.
And Silverman off the inbound is good from beyond the arc, putting the Whips up by 1. And I will agree, I think Mendoza was the biggest component of the trade, was that they got a strong center. Not to say that Rex hasn't been good, but not at I don't think he's been a starter level player. And we're going to see a turnover.
I actually think that started Garza a little more, and Antonio Garza.
Yeah, Garza, he's great in the low post of scoring, but I think he struggles more with his endurance long term and defending. He is one of the better post players, but as we see, Mosley going over top of Kivar is no good. A chance to extend the lead denied by the Albany defense. Terry now going to play some isolation. Spin move. Tries to reverse lay it in, but gets fouled by Gold. A bit of a matchup there between the sophomore and the rookie. As we'll go to the line for 2 after the missed shot. Chance to get back the lead here early. A little under 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and Albany 6, Arizona 7.
Not exactly a high scoring game so far.
No, it's been a couple turnovers for both teams. They see he missed the first one. Say he's actually been fairly consistent as a free throw shooter, I believe, for the season so far. And go in the second, tying us up at 7 apiece. In Arizona, we're going to see DeHugo bringing the ball up the court, giving it over to Gold. Back to McCarthy. Silverman back to McCarthy. McCarthy really the only piece of this Arizona team that has been a consistent face.
Yeah, I actually kind of hope that Gold would grow up to be a similarly solid component, but her sophomore gen seems to have slowed down a bit.
True. Here you see Terry passing back up to Delgado. Delgado going for another alley-oop, and unfortunately, wiped off the board as we get an offensive 3-second violation. He was standing around the paint a little too long there as we see 2 points wiped off the board, so close to a second alley-oop here.
Yeah, I think Albany wants to make alley-oops a trend this game, maybe.
Well, it's a question of, A, Trent being traded from BLV may not being as strong guarding the post as McCarthy is, might leave an open weak side for Albany to exploit. This is something to keep an eye on, definitely. As we see actually almost a steal.
Delgado.
Yeah, so close there. Delgado luckily gets his butt saved.
2 for 3. Misses.
Yeah, no good off the screen 3 attempt there. You see Gold bringing it up the other way. Giving up to DeHugo, who's backing down the post against Narcissa. He has a bit of size on her and uses it to his advantage.
Hugo's been a veteran in this league for a long time, and to see that he still got it is really a testament to how professional he's been.
Yeah, I mean, actually, we're going to see another foul here. That's our 3rd foul so far. No, actually, sorry, take it back. 2nd foul with the 3rd one had been an offensive shot clock violation. But the DeHugo, longtime veteran of Lorraine, was not brought back. Ended up being brought over to Arizona. I think the majority of this team, the only 2 players that were actually drafted by this team that have been on this team consistently without going to another team or having come from another team is Gold and McCarthy. Obviously, Godfrey was here for a while before he left for a couple seasons.
Silverman, I think, was here for a while. And
yeah, Silverman's a journey for her. She was here for 7 years, then went to the Pride, the Wild Cards, the Voyagers, and then came back after 4 seasons away from the Whips. She was last here when they were the Santa Fe Whips. That's how long ago it was. So
yeah,
she's a veteran of the team, not so much a team of this team, or at least the current iteration of it. As we see McCarthy pushed way back to the midcourt line, he almost loses the ball. Again, some sloppy passing, and Albany getting their paws on it early as DeHugo's going to go for a teardrop with 1 second left is no good. And Narcissa,
for 3.
yeah, in transition, she is dangerous like that.
Yeah, that's 3 points right there.
Yeah, that's the first basket in over a minute and a half aside from free throws. See Mosley with the ball now. He has a height advantage over Kivar, so I'm surprised they haven't been exploiting that as much as we see a switch. Now Gold on Kivar. Back to Mosley. Mosley for 3. No good, but McCarthy gets the offensive rebound, the putback, and the points.
When he just threw that 3, I had flashbacks to that Tennessee game when Dufresne was throwing all those threes. Dufresne and Cole.
Hey, they made one at least.
That is a fair point.
Here we see Kivar trying to call for another screen, but actually they're double teaming Terry now. Talking about putting pressure on the rookie. No good, gets his own miss, but blocked from behind by McCarthy.
Yeah, Terry's being heavily focused so far.
Yeah, Arizona putting the pressure on the rookie with a double team early here says something about him, as we see Gold getting the edge on the drive but misses. And Mendoza in transition just going to do a teardrop there. He's perfect from the floor, almost matching the rest of the team for his scoring. Hugo played a bit of point in Lorraine, so he can act as a point guard here. But he's just going to drive down on his own, and kind of an ill-advised shot there.
The Whips usually use Monty Swarthorn as their starting point guard, but I feel like the recent poor results have the coaching staff change things around a little.
They haven't. You see DeHugo finally, there we go, getting on the drive in. And Albany will call a quick timeout here. But at the same time, if you're going to keep changing it up, eventually no one's going to really be able to master it. I think they played Silverman, Monty, and DeHugo I'd argue all three of those could be shooting guards for sure. I'm not so sure about point guards.
I personally feel that Silverthorne has the best passing ability among those three, but honestly, I feel like none of them's been really the answer to solving the point guard crisis going on. Do you think maybe they'll go for a trade this season?
They could. I expect to see if any team loses their starting shooting guard for an extended period of time. Arizona might be a team that they can approach because I could argue again that they have 3 starting shooting guards on their roster. Or, I mean, maybe not like top tier shooting guards, but definitely better than a bench player you would expect to be. So it's just a question of, will that team happen to have a point guard available to trade, or are they just going to have to hoard picks, Arizona, and hope for a good point guard class?
I have a feeling that next year... Oh, that is a sick dunk.
That was a... They just got out of the way for him there. Takeru slamming it down hard there.
Yeah. The Stern Tiger was angry right now.
Well, I mean, he went from a team that was somewhat winning to not winning at all. So I can't blame him there. So Takeru's going to have the ball at the top of the key now. He has the speed. If he gets down, but he throws it right to McDyess.
That is stolen.
Yeah, he was trying to get a cut-through pass, but McDyess just jumped in front of it, the veteran not having any of that.
Yeah, that is a bit sloppy from him right there.
It definitely was. We see a block and a missed shot there. Tenma, coming off the bench, was able to get that block, stop that easy bucket from falling. Now he's going to take the ball up the court for Albany. Up by 3 right now, 16-13. Tenma gets into the paint but decides to back it out to the perimeter. Elkozovic giving it to Tenma for the last shot as the time was starting to wind down on him is no good from beyond the arc. Arizona trying to answer back with speed. But blocked again.
Ianni's not been having a good day right now.
No, he hasn't. I mean, Tenma, that's 2 blocks on the first 2 shot attempts. And we're going to see a foul from Green. Tenma's another interesting player for Albany, considering I believe he was traded from Williamsburg on draft night.
Traded their last year's number 2 pick to get Tenma. I feel like Albany really needed to keep their number 2 pick because he was a center.
True, even though, I mean, obviously now that you look at the roster, they have Rex, they have Miguel, they have Antonio Garza, and obviously Eldridge Drog. So that's 4 centers on their team, and Goldberg, sorry, that's 5 technically. So perhaps they were just ready to move on as Ishijima gets the offensive rebound off of a free throw and puts it back up for 2. A 12-4 run in the last 9 minutes here for the Alphas.
Yeah, they've been determined to get their first away win this season so far. They've had 0 away wins yet.
Yeah, Albany has definitely struggled all around. I mean, they only have 5 wins total this season.
Yeah, they're currently at the bottom of the conference.
Takeru, again, intercepted. Doing great on defense, but not so much. And McDyess missing the driving layup. Could have slowed it down there a bit. A little too early in the shot clock. As you see, Moreno gets fouled by Green, but would have been blocked had he not been fouled anyway, so.
I think he did a good job at inducing that foul.
Yeah, he definitely stepped in the way, and if only had been a little more confidence in their defense of stopping the ball there. Because Carroll had the block down the right. She smacked it to half court there on Moreno. On the first one, Albany getting all the free throw opportunities here so far. I think Arizona's only been in the line once compared to Albany's 3rd trip here, or 4th trip actually.
Yeah, Arizona's a bit floppy on their defense at the moment.
Or that Albany is pressuring them that much. I mean, we go back to the first two dunks, which even though one did not count, that still puts a lot of pressure on you to tie down on defense and stop those kind of plays from happening.
That is true.
Moreno good for the second. 21-13. Albany pulling ahead here by 8. Again, Arizona unable to stop the drive. And you see Moreno stealing the ball. Quick pause, swiping it away. Down to Ishijima, who's going to slam it down on the transition.
Second dunk of the game.
For him. But the second turnover, too. So if he can stop doing that, he can start being happy maybe for a second.
You think he'll be happy with 10 dunks and 10 turnovers?
I don't think that counts as a double-double, so no. As we see Elkosevic coming in on the drive, handed off by Ishijima. And now...
I'm out for the whiffs here.
Yeah, I mean, they're down by 12, so this is the time to call it. I think this is now a 20-point scoring route for them. I mean, Arizona, I think, has scored 4 points in the last 9 minutes, so...
Wow. That is not good for them.
No, I wanted to see the run. What do you think they need to do to change up? Because it's not that they're struggling on defense so much as that they're just not producing on offense. What do they need to change here?
Maybe they need to be a bit quick on the ball. They've been... Yeah, maybe they need to be a bit quick on the ball.
Yeah, I'd like to see them be a little bit more active with the passing. I mean, we've seen a couple of individual attempts, but if they're a bit quicker with the ball, passing it around, I think they'll find more openings. Because we've seen Ianese get blocked multiple times, and again, they're holding on to it too long and almost got stolen there. As Green's forced to take a bad shot, and it's an air ball as shot clock was winding down.
Yeah, things are not working out for them in this early game right now.
No, they cannot find anything. And I think part of it is they need to find a leader. I mean, McCarthy, you could argue, is the best player on the court for them. I just don't know if he is the one to pull this team together of essentially misfits.
Yeah, McCarthy is a little bit of a stop-spin type more than anything.
We can see a block there.
Good block.
Both teams really coming out tonight with the blocks. That's coming from Elcom. The big Lion smacking it away. He's going to give a screen now, but not very effective. No separation for the defense. McDias taking the spot-up jumper off the shot. Normally that would have fallen, but just no luck here tonight as Takaru gets into the paint, steps into the shot, but misses it as Zinedell will get the rebound.
Maybe he needs to try dunking again.
Yes. And there we go, McDias from three-point land. First basket in forever for the Whips. As it looks like the Albany Alphas will get the last shot here. Shot clock is turned off. It's down to 1 second. No good on the buzzer beater. Well, they at least did not end down by 10 on the first quarter. 25-16 after 12 minutes of play. I agree with your sentiment that McCarthy may be a little too much of a soft heart here. There's definitely times that both a soft heart and tough stone attitude can pull your team together. Right now, both teams really need to get something going this season if they want any chance at the playoffs. I see a turnover from Albany early. Actually, we're going to see Arizona slowing it down a little bit. They didn't go for a fast break off the turnover. Silverthorne loses the ball to Moreno. And Ishijima could have dunked it maybe, but goes for the teardrop off the glass as the defender came flying in.
Ishijima didn't really get a lot of playing time in his previous team, so it's definitely been better for him to get some more playing time so far.
I mean, you could argue going back to his draft team of Texas that he did not get enough playing time. I mean, he was obviously a high bench player on their team, but this is he's still not starting here, but I could argue that he should be the starting small forward in cases where Terry's out due to injury, as we're going to see Arizona miss their 15-footer. As Tenma on the fast break takes the shot himself, and it's good from inside the paint. So Arizona's honestly, Arizona has the opposite problem of having too many veterans that are coming from two different places. As Zinedale loses the ball, somehow gets it in that mess and turns around for the layup. I think Albany thought they had the ball, and they just stopped guarding him for a second there. Moreno now forced to take a pull-up jumper, but had plenty of time on the shot clock to work it out. And blocked by Tenma again. And Ishijima on the fast break, 2-on-1, just forces his way in, out-muscling everyone. He's 5 for 6 here tonight. He has a third of the points off the bench.
The Japanese duo has been working well together so far.
Yep, and actually, Tenma forced to foul there. He got completely beat. He was not going to be able to stop him from scoring, so forced to foul. And we're going to see a substitution for both teams.
Most of the starters have come back on for Arizona here.
Yeah, but Takaru staying in. No shocker there. If he's playing that hot, keep him in as long as you can. Silverthorne going to call for a screen from McCarthy. He's pretty effective. Gets over the pace, but gets it stolen almost as Zendel picks up the ball. That's his second bucket off of a lost ball. Definitely a veteran.
Yeah, he's been in the league for a long time.
I'd say definitely veteran mindset to be able to pull the ball up after losing it like that and get a basket. Now McCarthy with the second foul. Got to be careful there, even though it's the second quarter. And it looks like they will substitute out Ishijima and bring back in Terry.
I wonder if Terry will be happy about Ishijima stealing the spotlight here.
Well, he tries to answer with a three, but the ball bounces around, so no one's able to get it back. Missed three opportunity, and yeah, that is a arguable question of, did Albany bring in Takaru as a backup for Terry Kivar, or did they bring him in as possible competition for that starting spot at small forward? Because right now, Takaru's playing like he wants to be the starter.
Yeah, he does not want to let this opportunity go.
I mean, this is his technically fourth team in 3 years, so can't blame him. I mean, he spent a year on Texas, a year on Tennessee, not even a full 2 months on Plymouth, so. Really, Arizona has been suffering in the paint so far, as, I mean, Takaru's 10 points have all been from within the paint. Albany, though, somehow not getting anything going from beyond the arc aside from Narcissa's 1 3-pointer. Terry has missed his a couple attempts. It's scary to think that if they start landing those buckets that this 11-point lead could balloon unless Arizona figures something out here.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Arizona, we consider Albany's struggles to be because Arizona's playing such a tight perimeter defense. What do you think Arizona should do to shut down Albany's post play? Do you think they should bring someone in off the floor, or maybe just get more aggressive physically?
I say getting more aggressive physically is the answer. They have McCarthy, they have Mosley, they have all the height and weight to fill up the post. If that's not working, then it's cool. Then it could be the attitude that they have in defense.
Very true. I see a screen. Getting Terry open. They're trying to get him involved in this game.
Yeah, he almost got a backward violation if he stepped in one step too far.
Yeah, if he slid a little further back, and actually he gets a shot clock violation instead, trying to get an open look, but he would have been blocked no matter what. And we'll see a substitution for Albany as they'll bring, I believe, their starters back out for the most part. I would honestly...
All their starters except Mendoza.
Yeah. But, I mean, then again, with how many centers they have, they can do a rotational play. If I was Arizona, I'd almost tell Trent to play more physical. Don't worry about getting fouls. Just stop them. At the very least, they have Ekholm they can bring back in if he fouls out. As from Gold, beyond the arc, no good. And now he's just going to let it bounce out of bounds rather than trying to pull in a rebound and losing it. Or risk losing it.
I believe that Trent was also a recent acquisition from Tennessee a while ago.
Yeah, they gave up the Woolly Mammoth for Trent. Bit of an interesting trade in my opinion, but they'd had the Woolly Mammoth for a little while, so clearly they decided they were done. As we're going to see Terry try and do a one-handed layup. No good there. Struggling a bit, maybe trying to get back in the game here while up by 11. So they have the opportunity to risk a few missed shots as Gold blocked out of bounds. That was Eldred sending it flying into the fans. With only 8 seconds on the shot clock, Arizona's going to have to do a quick play here. Probably a pass to DeHugo. Someone's going to have to decide to take the three. As I say, she got pretty close to the post there and actually was able to get over the man despite the height difference against her. Terry. Eldred backing down. Going to go for a fadeaway. Maybe feeling it a little bit after that block to go for such a tough shot. I mean, he didn't need to make it that difficult.
I mean, it went in, so it's the same in the end.
Well, this time, I mean, the coach is still not going to be happy.
Yeah, not everyone can be Healy Davis and making all the fadeaways.
Well, I mean, if he did it prettier like Healy Davis, I think the coach wouldn't mind, but that was an ugly fadeaway. As we're going to see a foul from Narcissa. I think they're not going to call it they are going to call it a shooting foul. Interesting.
This time it's Gold on the free throw line again.
Or did Hugo?
Oh, it's the Hugo.
Yeah, Gold. Thankfully not involved because he missed one free throw earlier. Even though Arizona, despite their struggles, they still are within 10 here. Halfway through the second quarter.
Albany has had a bit of struggle in making those points. It's just that Arizona has had an even worse struggle. Like, if either of these two teams another foul.
Well, that was the second time now we've seen a rebound off of a free throw and a putback. So this technically has a chance to be a 4-point play because the free throw that was made, the miss, this bucket. Arizona could be back within 7 here if they make this shot.
Perhaps they could intentionally miss and then try and get the rebound and then induce the foul again.
No.
If this were a close game in the final fourth quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that it's very unusual to see a free throw grabbed by the offense just due to the size advantage, but Trent there reaching over and grabbing it. And shot clock wind down. Narcissa having to go for a three.
That is an air ball.
Airballed as you hear the crowd call out. Defense a little strong there. Able to stop her from making that. Or see Ian Easy come back on the floor. Maybe a pep talk from the coach.
Ian Easy is also a former top pick. He's been doing well on the spectrums for a few seasons before he lost out the starting spot and has been a journey for ever since.
Yeah. See Mendoza with the pump fake. I mean, we could say a couple of these players have been SAS players. Ian Easy, McDias. Narcissa starting to wind down the shot clock. Only 3 seconds. She airballed her last attempt, so she's going to give it to Kivar. Another.
And that is a shot clock violation.
Albany, what is going on? Shot clock violations, airballs.
I mean, if either of these teams face, say, the Bikers or the Spectrums, they would at least be 10 points behind at this point.
Well, I mean, Arizona was 10 points behind by a minute ago, but now they're back within 5 after the layup from Silverman. She's perfect from the floor so far tonight.
So a 2-possession game so far.
Yeah, and then, of course, she's going to try and get a little cocky and go for a steal there and get called for the reach-in. Shot clock at 17 seconds, so does not get bumped up. Mendoza over to Narcissa, who wants to answer back here after her last mistake, but no good on the shot. McCarthy going to clean up the board. And Lorraine, Arizona, a chance. Get it back to a one-possession game with a bucket here. McCarthy going to get a lane to the basket, forces his way through and just lays it in gently. Could have dunked it if he wanted to.
Albany 33, Arizona 30, and now they're just a 3-point away from tying it. But they'll need to defend this one.
Yeah, but Terry getting the difficult circus shot to fall. Left-handed.
I think Arizona practically led him through at this point.
Well, to be fair, he hasn't been productive at all. Now Delgado getting called for the reach-in. I mean, I think that's Terry's second basket here tonight.
I mean, he's always got that talent to, like, break out, even if he's cold.
And Narcissa! And she's going to dunk it on the other end. In the end, off the steal, she didn't slow down for a second. I mean, if you give her a foot with her speed, she is not going to get caught. I don't think there's anyone in the league that can run her down.
Yeah, that was brutal right there.
Now Arizona's crowd just silent. They had brought it back within 3, and they're going to lose the ball again. And they're going to be a quick play. Narcissa going behind the back, getting the ball. Reverse layup is blocked, though. If only she had enough hop there, she could have dunked it, but she slowed down a little bit to catch the ball.
Because could have done a 3 at that point, but decided to hold on and pass.
Yeah, like I said, heads-up defensive play there, and again, we're going to see another steal. I think this might be Delgado's second here. The sophomore, talking about a sophomore slump. Not necessarily that he's gone down, it's just the talent around him has increased so much that he's doing better as a point guard, but not necessarily on the scoreboard.
I remember him doing a few triple-doubles in his rookie season, but I don't think he's reached that point just yet.
Yeah, it's one thing when you're the main show versus kind of what now with Narcissa on the floor and Kivar, and especially even the rookie Terry taking the majority of the shots for Albany now. Said your role as a point guard can flow.
Yeah, his new role as a supporter in this new lineup could not be that smooth as of just yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's a sophomore. He's still growing and learning. Terry calling for a screen, gonna drive in. Second layup is good from him tonight. That's 2 in a row now from him. Actually, that was his second basket. He did make a free throw earlier, so that's his 5th point now.
I mean, if Arizona keep ignoring him dribbling through the paint, then he might as well just keep trying this again and again.
And Ian Easy going to answer back with a turnaround fadeaway. I mean, if he's not getting it done from beyond the arc like he normally does, I don't see a problem with fighting the paint, because apparently Arizona's post play is not that great right now. Is De Hugo going to call for the reach-in foul? Another substitution. I think we're going to see McCarthy sat, actually. So
yeah, with the second quarter ending, I think Arizona wants to give him a bit of rest.
Yeah, but now they're just weakening their already empty post pretty much, as we're going to see Narcissa could give a screen. Garza, he's the tallest throw on the floor right now. Over to Tinma, back to Delgado, who's matched up against the center as he spins around, laying it up and in. Again, the defense.
That move.
Yeah, Elcombe, he's definitely big, but not as agile as Delgado. Could not keep up with him. That was a horrible matchup. And Delgado, Cashier's going to get the steal. She reached around, tapped it out, and got it from the other side as she drives to the post, but backs out to reset the play. Garza giving back to Delgado, only 7 seconds, so not a lot of time to get a play going, but he's going to step inside the arc. No good, though. Arizona down by 7. Albany has been unable to pull away really here. And again, Narcissa with another steal.
Neither side has been really able to do much of offensively so far.
Well, I mean, aside from Narcissa and Takeru dunking, apparently.
Points off turnovers.
Yeah, Albany's, considering how many steals there have been and bad turnovers, ain't easy. Spin move, no good. Mendoza with the ball, a chance to extend it back to a double-digit lead for the first time as Narcissa finds her way in the post. Blocked, rebounded, blocked again. That's 2 shots blocked back-to-back against her. And Carroll gonna finally slow it down a bit and get a bucket so we have a breather.
Arizona attempting to stay relevant in this game so far.
Yeah, I mean, within 7 still. Narcissa probably should have, after that first block, should have just collected the ball and passed it back out. And now blocked again. That's 3 in a row. Maybe getting a little too excited as we're going to see a 2-on-3 fast break. De Hugo, no good, and Albany gets the rebounds.
That should have probably been a layup.
Probably, and now Tenma fouled by Ian Easy.
A bit of a sloppy block attempt right there.
Yeah, a little too much force behind it. Would have been fine. He just got a finger on it, but we'll go to the line for 2. Albany, actually a great chance for them to kind of get a breather. I think they started to play a little too fast for themselves there. They weren't using any of the shot clock.
Turnover after turnover after turnover.
After block shot after block shot. And we'll see both. And, yeah, they're going to give Narcissa a little bit of a break as well as the rest of the starting lineup. Takeru, can he continue where he left off in the first quarter?
Well, if you're an Alphas fan, you better hope so.
If you're an Arizona fan, you better hope he's gone cold. As Tenma's get on the second, 45 points for Albany. Arizona at 36 with under a minute left in the first half of play. Green with the ball. Dog giving it over to Zenindel. Still trying to figure out who's going to take the shot here. Zenindel drives to the post, but Takeru's on him. Gives it to Silverthorne for 3. No good, and Takeru is going to pull down the ball. If I was Albany, I'd burn the clock as much as I can, but not lose it. Green eventually comes up with it, gives it to McDias.
Shot clock is turned off.
Yeah, but he's still going to go for the bucket on the fast break. He gives Albany the last shot of the half, but I don't blame him for getting the bucket when he had the man advantage there.
Better to secure the point when you can.
Yeah, we're going to see a late 3 no good. Definitely worked down the end for them. Despite all the craziness, Arizona's only down by 7 here. 45-38 as we head into the second half. And in a second, I'll run through the stats for both teams just as soon as we power through this quick halftime. Big thing there is, despite the closeness of the game, field goal percentage is 36% for Arizona. They are surviving off of bad turnovers from Albany with shot clock violations.
Albany's definitely been the better team on the field right now. If they can reduce the turnovers, maybe they can
turn it around. They could pull away here very quickly. And looking at the stats for Arizona first, De Hugo 2 for 6 from the floor with 5 points, a rebound, 2 assists, and a steal. Mosley 2 for 6 as well with 5 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. McCarthy perfect from the floor, but has only taken 2 shots and pulled down 3 boards with 1 block to go along with it. Silverman also perfect from the floor and needs to get involved, as does McCarthy a bit more. 7 points for her, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Gold 0 for 6, really struggling from the floor here tonight. 2 points and 1 rebound. Ekholm 3 rebounds, 1 block, 1 shot missed. McDyess, the veteran, only 7 points, 2 for 5, but getting it done from the free throw line with 4 blocks. Very surprising for a guard to have that many blocks, but then again, he has been guarding Narcissa, and she's been blocked quite a bit. Ian Easy, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. 1 for 7, needs to be careful with his shooting. He is doing horrible. Carroll, 1 for 1 with her 1 shot and a rebound. Logan Green, 2 steals, but missed his 3-pointer. And then Zenadale, 2 for 3 with 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. And Silverthorne took 1 3 there at the end, but could not make it. And he has 1 steal as well to his name. And switching on over to Albany. Narcissa, 5 for 11 with like 3 or 4 of those being blocks, so you can't really blame her for 6 misses. But 4 steals, lighting it up on the steal category.
Easily the best player for Albany right now.
Definitely. Delgado, 2 points, 1 for 3. Terry, 2 for 7 with 5 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Mendoza, 2 for 2, 6 points, 7 rebounds, on track for a double-double with 1 assist. Kivar has not taken a shot yet tonight as the starting power forward. 1 rebound, 1 assist, and a block. Tinma, 3 blocks, answering back on Albany's behalf with 4 points and a rebound. Almost matching stride for stride McDyess's block total. Garza, 2 rebounds, no points, only been on the floor for 9 minutes, has not had any chance to really score. Moreno, 0 for 2, got his 2 points from the free throw line with 2 steals to his name and an assist. Ishijima, 5 for 6 and 10 points in 9 minutes with 4 rebounds and an assist. 2 turnovers, though, and 2 dunks to his name. So
certainly the surprise of today right now.
Definitely. See if he can keep it going. Elkasevich, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Doing a bit of everything, but not doing great from the floor. Durog, 2 points, 1 block. Rex, 1 rebound in his 4 minutes as well. And we'll get back to the game now. Like I said, Arizona basically being kept in the game by the graces of Albany's mistakes here. What can they do to stop this? I mean, Albany's going to start converting their buckets as they go for an alley-oop on the first play of the half.
Oh, what?
I just said Kivar had not scored a bucket yet, but he quickly shut me up with an alley-oop dunk there. That was a planned play from the start. And now we see a foul come out from Narcissa, going for her 5th steal, but missed.
To answer your question at the beginning, I'd say what Arizona needs to do is to keep pressuring Albany to make sure that they keep making those mistakes, and hope that their shooting accuracy on the field gets a little better.
Yeah, I think defensively speaking, they need to do better in the post, but they also need to play better team offense. We haven't seen a lot of assists coming out from Arizona here tonight because they're playing one-on-one. And Terry, great pump fake. Can't get it to bite, though, enough as he had to lean around his defender to take the shot as time was winding down and missed it.
Yeah, that aim was not really as good as he usually is.
Yeah, you could tell he was having to kind of lean in his shot, and it threw him off a bit there. As Hugo backing down against Narcissa. That height advantage works to his favor, especially down low in the post like that. Back to Terry. Back to Mendoza. He's playing a bit isolated. He's the only one on that side of the floor. Gonna fight McCarthy one-on-one. Gives it back up to Terry as shot clock is getting a little low here.
Yeah, he might need to throw a desperation 3 at this point.
He goes for 2, but still no good. Probably really wishes Mendoza had just taken the shot, as we're going to see an in-transition 3, no good from Arizona.
I have never really liked in-transition 3s when you're behind. If you miss, then it's only going to take more deficits. It's only going to... Oh, and that's another alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, from Terry, a little bit off. It was a little bit off there, and Kivar tried to adjust by just tapping it in, but getting his own offensive miss and getting the follow-up bucket's great. And to Hugo, again, they're going to play isolation all day against Narcissa like this until they miss, and there they go. You saw everyone just pulled out to the perimeter, and we're seeing Delgado getting greedy.
There was no one on the rim. Why are you trying an alley-oop?
I think he thought Kivar was going to go for it, but he stopped, and Kivar almost kicked the ball there, and Gold.
Oh!
He loses track, and
violation.
he just slips behind the line, stopping the ball. So bad turnover back-to-back.
Really sloppy play from both teams.
Well, I mean, really sloppy play, and then Albany's trying to be fancy with alley-oops left and right. So if only they would calm down a bit, they might actually have like a 20-point lead here. Mendoza no good against McCarthy. The one matchup that's truly in, I believe, Arizona's advantage is McCarthy. I think they need to use him more down low in the post.
That is a very good point.
I mean, he's 300 pounds plus of Ram, so use him. You see a last second 2 attempt, no good, as Terry's going to put on the board.
Arizona can't really seem to make good opportunities right now.
No, and I think it's, again, back to their point guard. They don't have a point guard able to direct the floor. Terry driving in, but Gold not letting him get a free ride as Narcissa for 3. Another air ball. The defender was in her face, so she had to arc it higher than she intended to. That's the one thing Arizona can hold their head up high about, is they have limited Albany's three-point game, but they've given up so many post plays. Okay, Hugo driving around the defense, just does a spot up from 12 feet out. He's playing arguably as well as Narcissa, except for the fact that Narcissa was blocked half of her misses.
Narcissa's height disadvantage definitely working against her there.
And Delgado answering back with a teardrop of his own. Yeah, I mean, Narcissa's definitely on the shorter side, but she has so much speed that as long as she gets going, she's extremely tough to stop, unless you take the perfect angle to cut her off. And now we're going to see her matched up against Gold. Again, her defense, she's great stealing, not so much blocking, so as long as you can actually get into a position where you can shoot, you have a much better chance of making it against her.
Narcissa with the ball.
Kivar
shoots.
Somehow, 10 feet away, just like throwing it in with his left paw. He had 0 points at half, right? So that's like his 6th point. And Trent for 3. Finally made his open 3. He can stop now, please.
Flashbacks to Tennessee.
Flashbacks to any game where I like Finra shooting 3s. And Kivar, oh, he would have had a dunk there if not for Trent. Gonna go to the line for 2.
Bit of an ugly defense right there to stop him from the obvious score.
Yeah, I mean, he had to foul hard, but he should not have let the Jaguar get around him like that.
He's still really, really fast.
I mean, he's a power forward and he's really fast, yes, but, I mean, just get a big body in front of him. Stop him. Don't let him get behind you like that. I mean, the elk can just, like, you know, lower his head a little bit, get his horns involved. Kivar good on the first free throw. We're going to see a substitution, actually. They are going to sub out Trent, probably bringing in someone a little faster. And Kivar are going to get substituted to small forward as they're going to go big on Albany's side.
No took care of this time, though.
Yeah. This might be the worst lineup for Arizona to face. Now they have 3 bigs they're having to essentially play off against, as Kivar has been moved to small forward and Terry over to shooting guard.
Terry's definitely a versatile player. He can really play it in either position and get a decent result.
And Gold going to fade away. No good. Yeah, it is very helpful when they want to rest Narcissa. They can just slide Terry over to shooting guard without too much issue, or if they feel they have a bad matchup, especially on defense. You see Terry with the ball, trying to play a little isolation. Trying to drive. He gives it to Kivar. I'm not sure if that was intentional or just an accidental. It ended up in his paws, but that's his 10th point in under 6 minutes. If he had been playing at this pace the whole game, he would have been cracking 40 points at this point.
40-point Jaguar.
Yeah.
And speaking of 10 points, I think it's been a while since Albany's gotten a 10-point lead over Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, this for the longest time, Arizona has kept it within 5 or 7. This is the first double-digit lead since the 9th or 10th minute of the second quarter. Like I said, for whatever reason,
is coming back in.
Yeah, and more substitutions for both teams, and another steal, and McCarthy just ate the ball. Like, he just caught it with his armpit there as he out-jumped the Mongoose. But again, a quick shot, no real setup for a play. So the block,
rebound from Kivar.
Yeah, the block ends up being nothing. Moreno driving in, but not getting anywhere close. Back to the Mongoose, and just a bad swipe there from Silverthorne.
That's slippery from the Pine Martin right there.
Yeah. And Silvermen, thankfully, will be subbed out so I can stop getting them confused with one another as I try and say their names. All they need now is a third silver something on their team, and it will really screw all of us up.
I mean, there's already a goal there.
Exactly. Kivar off the side of the board. So next they need to hire sign someone named Platinum.
Platinum or maybe Bronze. Iron.
They need to be a center, though, if their name is Iron. And, ooh, just bad court awareness there as they stepped out of bounds. That'll be a turnover on Logan Green. Albany a chance to start pulling away here.
Maybe they could get someone like with the last name Stark so they could call him Iron Fur.
Oh my lord, no. Takaru just out-muscles Logan Green there. That was a bad matchup. I think Takaru just gave him a little bit of a hip check and the Wolf got thrown almost.
Silverthorne with the ball. He needs to make the most out of his point guard position if he wants to, and
Takaru,
does not get an assist for that.
Yeah, Takaru with the block from behind. And now Tenma. Back to Kivar, who just has a spot up. Doesn't even pump fake or anything, just makes it work.
Kivar's been on fire this third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, 12 points in 8 minutes. He's basically made the difference in this quarter. If he had not scored a single point, ooh, and a block there by Tenma again, I think.
Yeah, that led to a really bad air ball.
Yeah. I think he just got a finger on it. Even though McCarthy, with the hooves, going to get a steal. And Green going to try and get something going against Tenma, but forcing it back out to Silverthorne instead. And now here we go, McCarthy in the post. Gives up, though, after sizing up his opponent. He's going to give a screen, though, for a last-second shot as the shot clock was winding down, but the three is no good.
That was from the suburbs.
Yeah. Well, as you can hear, the crowd's not too happy with the play of their team as they're booing. The choice of plays here is Takaru going to keep a hold of the ball. At this point, Albany's almost just burning the clock down themselves, trying to whittle away what time they can as Moreno from the free throw line, in front of the iron, no good. Silverthorne back to Ian Easy. Not a good day for him at all. Trying to get Slingo and Silverthorne now. Again, shot clock winding down for Arizona. Second time in a row. Another three just heaved up there as the shot clock wound down.
I feel like they had a good opportunity just before he threw that three, but he missed out because of his reflexes.
Yeah, and Moreno losing the ball to Green there. They have a bit of a fast break opportunity if they can get something going. McCarthy driving to the post, but Green holds on to him and gets fouled from behind by Rex, so.
Moreno's been a bit sloppy so far in his play right now.
Yeah, I mean, he is essentially, you could argue, the backup point guard, but even he has not had a long time to learn the playbook and learn the team itself in terms of building chemistry. He played for Huntsville last season, and then before that was in Baltimore.
Most of Albany's players this season have been either draft picks or free agents, to be fair.
Very true. Both teams, in that sense, trying to build chemistry here. And Takaru, feeling the fire, almost shot a three-pointer there. He barely stepped inside the free throw line.
Yeah, he had a paw on the line.
Yeah, there's a bit of a heat check there from him as he makes it work. I guess it's really the Kivar and Takaru show here tonight.
Yeah, the two power forwards really showing that they really want the starting position.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, Terry now, we'll see when he comes on the floor if he's going to try making a statement with a three or a dunk even. Because right now it's been the fours, but not the four we were thinking of for Albany making the difference here tonight. Dias had a bit of an open three and almost loses it to Takaru. That's the thing, when you're on the bench, you can give it all your all in what few minutes you have, as the three is going to miss, and Takaru in transition. He's been dangerous here. No good, but Tinma with the offensive rebound. McCarthy's now third foul.
Normally I'd say that Arizona needs to look out for foul trouble, but when they're this behind, they really need to do anything to stop Albany from scoring.
Yeah, no player really has an issue in terms of fouls. I think McCarthy's now the only one with 3 fouls for either team. So, and now Arizona has to worry because they brought back out Narcissa on the other side. She takes a shot from the free throw line. No one around her, but she misses. Right now, Ian Easy getting a bucket to finally fall for him as Tinma gets called for the foul, so a chance for an and one.
Bit of a breathing room after getting harassed by Albany for the last few minutes so far.
Yeah, and even if he makes his free throw, the lead will only be at 13, so they haven't slipped completely away, but considering they were only down by 5 at one point, this is not the position they want to be in.
Yeah, they need to score a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more efficiently, because they're coming away with only a bucket every 3 shot attempts. It's down by 13 with only 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Still 12 minutes to play in the fourth, but, and again, they're going for turnovers here as they reach in and fouled. One more foul and they'll hit the bonus, so they need to be careful.
Albany might want to burn a bit of time at this point. They've got 26.7 seconds remaining.
Well, they are in the bonus. I apologize. They will go to the line for 2, which means that Arizona, assuming they play smart, will have the last shot and only leave a couple seconds on the board for Albany to take an attempt.
Yeah, I stand corrected. They need to burn the clock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, they need to make a shot. Ideally, they would make a shot and burn the clock, but down by 15, you can't afford a last-second 3 with the defender in your face.
So far, Albany is looking right on track to get their first away win of the season.
Definitely is. Looks like they will, in fact, burn the clock a bit as we see them just standing at the top of the post dribbling. Under 10 seconds left, though. See if they get a play going or if it's just going to be a isolation 3. Giving it over to Ian Easy. Back to McCarthy. Perhaps the best player to give it to. Misses. With only 2 seconds left, Narcissa's going to take a half-court shot. Close, but no good. third
off the
quarter.
rim every time.
Yeah. I mean, she airballed 2 threes earlier, but she hits that with the rim. Okay. Tell me why that makes sense. But
I
final
can't.
final score at the end of the third quarter: 65 Albany, 50 Arizona. 15-point deficit here for Arizona. A lot of ground to
Yeah.
make up here.
Oh, they cut off the alley-oop.
Well, trust me, there's so many of them. And we see Mosley with the ball. He made a 3 earlier. Maybe feeling it still? No, didn't think so.
Yeah, no.
Arizona finally getting a little more pass happy here. No dribbling, which is good. Just no one willing to take the shot as the shot clock is winding down. Silverthorne forced to take it. But McCarthy fights his way for the offensive rebound and the putback.
Yeah, they might have wanted to rely on him more to score at this point.
I mean, they need to. He is I mean, you would argue he is their star player, but he has not been showing up here tonight as a foul called on McDias.
And Silverthorne is going to the bench again for the Hugo.
Yeah, Arizona just shuffling in their shooting guards, keeping them fresh, but not really getting anyone on a hot streak.
No one really got a hot streak to build up on in the first place.
Well, not on Arizona. For Albany, though, as Terry tries to do a fadeaway jumper, but no good. I think Arizona would love to have either Takaru or Kivar on their team right now, but down to McCarthy. He's going to dunk it down and fouled by Garza from behind. There we go, McCarthy. Finally.
They need to do this more if they want to stay relevant in this game.
I mean, they have a chance to get it back within 10 here, which I thought was not possible. So that's a 5-point turnaround already thanks to McCarthy if he makes this bucket. Which he does, so Albany needs to make an adjustment quickly because he's both had an offensive rebound and a dunk off of an assist. So maybe Garnbetters, we're going to go for an attempted alley-oop. Narkiss throws a little long, so Ishijima has to improvise and just kind of volleyball sets it into the basket versus dunking it down.
Does that still technically count as an alley-oop? Since he didn't touch the floor.
I mean, it does, but it's not a dunk. As Gold answers back with a backdoor layup. I mean, it's not as pretty. I mean, it was technically nice on Takaru's part. He can't miss anything, apparently, at this point in this game. And Delgado almost loses the ball.
Oh.
They dive for it and leave him wide open for 2.
Yeah, that was good improvisation on his part right there.
Yeah, Trent bit hard on the dive for the loose ball, but if he had only gotten it, it would have been a better play. But Arizona missing the shot. Narkissa going to bring it up on the other end. Watch out for, who knows, a dunk, a 3, an alley-oop attempt from her. Who knows? She will give Delgado a screen to the paint as she goes up for it off the give and go. No good.
Good foul contact from her.
Yeah, get to the line for 2 here. Albany's goal right now is probably to keep this double-digit lead. But there's no better way to do that than get to the free throw line for those charity buckets. And she's been consistent there, and she's gotten the first one.
She got into Albany this season from the Typhoon, by free agency, with a pretty big contract. So, I mean, I'd hope that she's worth their money if I were an Alphas fan, which honestly she has.
I mean, she was a high value target for a lot of teams, honestly, and she's definitely leading the team in scoring with 18.9 and shooting above 50% from the field. So she has been the bright spot for Albany so far this season. And we're going to see a steal there. Garza ends up grabbing in the end. Albany a chance to extend the lead back to 15 here with a 3-point, or sorry, close to 15.
Delgado buying a little bit of time right now.
Yeah, at this point, it does not hurt to burn the shot clock a bit whenever you can, as Delgado trying to do an isolation one-on-one, backs up to the three-point line. Top of the arc is no good, but
Off the rim.
yeah, it cannot get the shooter's roll as Gold. Transition spinning layup, no good, but Trent does not play fancy. He just slams it down with some authority. We saw Gold try and be fancy with a 360 layup around the defense, and Trent just not going to be flashy at all. Tries to break the rim instead.
Something seems to be a trend here. Whenever someone makes a dunk, they immediately make another turnover or a foul immediately afterwards.
Yes, they do. Narcissa going to go for two off the glass, no good, but Darg with the offensive rebound, the putback, but failed to convert. Gold now. Disappointed about missing his layup probably. Had a chance for a highlight play there, but ended up being overshadowed. Hugo, though. Shot clock starting to wind down as Gold's going to go for three. Is good. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's back to a single-digit lead for Arizona, or deficit for Arizona.
If Gold can keep this hot streak going, I mean, if he can turn this into a hot streak, and it's silenced immediately.
Yes, the crowd goes in awe of Terry slamming it down. I mean, that's one way to shut up a crowd. Especially he's been struggling a bit tonight, but he has had some key plays on offense and defense.
He's mostly struggled outside the three-point line, but he's really been pretty good inside the paint.
And get the crowd going again as Gold gets another shot to fall. 4 for 12 has not been consistent here, especially compared to Takaru, who's been shooting 80%. And Eldridge gonna get the layup from Delgado.
That was one good pass.
It was. McCarthy was not expecting it to go to him there. Basically got behind the defenses. De Hugo gonna do a turnaround jumper, no good. Offense slowing down now for Arizona. They need to not foul here. They need to get a defensive stop and a bucket. And we're going to see Kivar come back on the floor, see if he's red hot like he was in the third quarter.
Yeah, Arizona is trying to extend this lead when they can at this point.
And a little high pass there. Terry loses it. McCarthy, another steal. Trent over to Hugo, back to McCarthy. It started with McCarthy steal and it ended with McCarthy's layup. That's 11 points for him now. Still a 9-point game here.
Arizona is really intent on delaying time, as you can just see.
Yeah, Albany going to play Kivar in isolation, giving over to Mendoza, who fights his way through. No good offensive rebound, but fouled on the way back up. That's the 5th foul. Means Albany will be in the bonus from now on, so any reach-in attempt will result in free chance for points. So we go to the line for 2 with a chance to get it back to an 11-point deficit, or 11-point margin for them. All Albany needs to do is slow down McCarthy and Gold, and they can close this game out. Something they've struggled with is finishing off their opponents when they have had leads. Then again, Arizona tonight has struggled with generating offense on any front. Their bench has not been particularly strong with any kind of point production here tonight. As we see Albany 77, Arizona 66, 6 minutes and some change left in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, we're seeing Albany's peaks be somewhat realized in comparison to Arizona's defense here.
Yes. And just gonna bad pass straight to Narcissa. This might be your 6th steal. As in transition, Mendoza putting up a 8-footer. Surprised he didn't dunk it there.
I suppose he found shooting more comfortable at that point.
And De Hugo gonna dunk it though.
Crowd
Narcissa,
getting riled up again.
I mean, with how many dunks they've seen tonight, I mean, it paid for the price of admission already in terms of dunk. Terry, good call for a screen from Kivar. Loses the ball. Gold now. Great chance for Arizona as De Hugo in transition spot up back to a 9-point game. Arizona fans, do not leave your seats just yet.
They still can't lose hope at this point.
No, again, Albany just cannot pull away. Silly turnovers have shot them in the foot so many times here tonight. Narcissa back to Terry on the perimeter. Going to call for a screen. Going for three. He struggled from here, but finally can silence the crowd by making a 3-point here, putting it back to 12 points. Down by 6 possessions in terms of 2-point attempts. As De Hugo
a much needed three from him, who's been on a cold streak.
He has.
On outside.
Yeah, that's his first 3 tonight. He almost loses the ball again. I think he's had 3 or 4 turnovers at this point.
And another screen. And this time he drives in, and it's a foul.
I mean, if you're not making it from beyond the arc, fight to the paint and get those free buckets from the free throw line. But that's McCarthy's 4th. Not in really trouble of fouling out here as only 4 minutes left and would need 2 more fouls. So
maybe at this point you'd hope that he. I mean, if you're an Arizona fan, maybe you almost hope that he would have gotten more aggressive in the fouls department.
Well, you almost
just to deter them from attacking the paint so much.
Yes, and Silverman with a dunk of her own, flying high. Now Albany, every time Arizona gets a dunk, it just revitalizes the crowd. And we're going to see Kivar alley-oop. And every Albany dunk just silences the crowd. I feel bad for the crowd. Every other possession they get to cheer, and then they get to just stare in awe and silence.
Bit of an extreme both ends situation.
Very much so. And again, a miss from Arizona is dangerous here, as now Albany has a chance to continue to push as Kivar. He is continuing his hot streak from earlier, 7 of 9, 16 points.
And that was a good stretch to get that layup right there.
I mean, he's a tall cat, so he can definitely reach out and just finger roll it in. And Albany going to foul there. Terry, first foul of the game, surprising. He usually has 3 at this point. But he has been disciplined on defense. Not like he's really needed to be that hard, considering how much Arizona has struggled here. Down by 15. It's been the largest deficit matched once again here.
Arizona is running out of time right now.
Yeah, and Kivar just with the block. That was a bad. They were trying to get something going, and it just never developed. I wouldn't be shocked if we start to see fans leaving, as we're only 2 minutes and a half left, down by 15. If Albany makes a bucket here, it's pretty much over. I hate to say it, despite how much they've turned the ball over. And Terry going for the same 3 that just got blocked on the other end. No good.
Hey, at least this one hit the rim.
It did. I mean, it didn't get blocked at least. His backdoor play from Gold. He's had a bit of success recently as Albany. Only 1 timeout left after this one. Perhaps going to give a pep talk on stopping them defensively. They just need to limit them possession-wise. Because at this point, as long as they burn the clock and they don't turn it over, they can win. It's over as soon as they do that.
And player of the game is
player of the game so far. We still have 2 minutes to go. Thank you. We could.
That is true.
I mean, you gotta give.
Maybe Kivar goes crazy in those last 2 minutes.
I mean, if he gets another dunk going, who knows? Like I said, we also assume Albany is going to win this game, which I have to say is like a 99% chance at this point, but. And we're going to see a last second, too, as shot clock was wind down. Kivar again, the offensive rebound. Back to Delgado. And Terry for 3 is no good. Kivar patty cakes it in off the glass. That's 2 offensive rebounds for that possession for him.
2 offensive rebounds and 2 points. Do you think this swings the pendulum back to keep our side?
Probably. I mean, they've both been great, and Mendoza doesn't get hit in the face, thankfully, there as he pulls down that board. And I hate to say it, that's it for Arizona. I mean, down by 15. There's going to be less than a minute 20 left as Delgado just outmaneuvers McCarthy.
That was straight up styling there.
I mean, at this point, he can afford to be flashy. Arizona will call a timeout just because they kind of are obligated to, but there's no real chance here. If they had been on fire from three-point land, I would believe it, that they'd have a chance, but I don't think they've made one besides Trent's three-pointer.
Yeah.
And Green from the perimeter, not even really going to do anything here. No urgency to take a shot, it seems. And Narciso with their third reach-in.
Their third personal tonight.
Yep. Again, a minute left, 14 seconds on the shot clock. They burned a whole shot clock there as McDyess off the inbound. Dangerous pass, but gets the bucket to fall. But Arizona, I mean, they're not even going to try fouling here. Albany just needs to not lose the ball. Just hold on to it for 20 seconds.
Delay for a while.
Yeah, and Eldridge is going to go for the hook shot because why not at this point? I mean, just look at that. In the last 10 minutes, Arizona's only scored 6 points.
Yeah, they've not been really good today.
No. I'm just going to go ahead and call it, as you can see the fans have left the stadium for the most part, as they don't want to see the end result either.
Yeah, they want to go before it gets too crowded.
Yeah, except if everyone leaves, there's no one, they're still crowded. Said we're down to still 15 points, but I would be shocked if Albany takes a shot here, really, except for the last second. Back to Ishijima. Back to Rex. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kind of drive to the paint. Off the glass is good. 11 seconds.
Tough play, but it made it work.
Yeah, he wishes he could save those for when the score really matters. Is again, only the hardcore fans are left in the nosebleeds. And Arizona not even going to take a shot here with the fourth quarter coming to a close. Albany wins 95. Arizona 78. Almost a 20-point game there at the end.
Yeah, the crowd is almost barren at this point.
Yeah. So looking at the player stats, going to run through them real fast. McCarthy, 11 points, 5 for 6, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. He played great, just was not involved enough and not early enough. They needed him to put up 20 or 25 points here tonight. DeHugo kept shooting pretty accurately, 6 for 14, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Mosley, 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Silverman, 4 for 7, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Gold picked up his scoring in the second half, 5 for 13, 13 points, 2 steals, a rebound, and an assist. Ianese, unable to really get anything going, took less shots in the second half, though, 2 for 9 total with 5 points. McDyess, 9 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. Did not add any blocks to his list, though, ending with 4. Logan Green, 3 steals, missed his 2 3-pointers, and had 1 rebound. Silverthorne, 0 for 4, 2 of them being 3-pointers that were missed, and a steal and an assist to his name. Said not a great number of assists, and we move on to Elkholm, 1 block, 1 assist, 3 rebounds, missed his 1 shot, and the veteran Zindadel, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 3 for 5. Carroll, 2 points, 1 rebound, and a turnover to her name as well. Flipping on over to the winners, Albany. Narcissa had 17 points, 6 for 16, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and ended with 5 steals on the night with 0 turnovers to her name. Delgado, 3 assists, 6 points, and 1 rebound, 3 for 7. Terry, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 4 for 14, 1 for 4 from beyond the arc, and 2 for 4 from the free throw line. It's not a big night for the rookie either. And Narcissa, even a bit of a underperformance. Would have expected her to make a couple more shots, especially from beyond the arc. That's only 2 3-pointers from Albany all night. Kivar, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 8 for 10 with 3 offensive rebounds to his name. Mendoza with a dub-dub, 3 for 5 from the field, 10 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist and 1 steal. Ishijima, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 8 for 10 as well, like Kivar. However, done it faster, even though he did not have nearly as many offensive rebounds or blocks. So arguably, either of them could be the player of the game. Going on to Tenma with his 4 blocks, ended up adding 1 more after the half. 3 rebounds and 4 points. 1 for 2 from the field. Did not need to do much offensively as he had Arizona locked down on defense. Garza, 2 rebounds. Did not take a single shot all night. And Moreno, 2 turnovers, 0 for 3 with 3 rebounds, assist, and 3 steals, so making up a bit for his 2 turnovers. Rex, 2 points, being that last bucket as time was starting to wind down for them. Eldridge, 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal, and a block. Nabesha, 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And then just hopping on over to the team comparison, looking at their total scores, Albany definitely coming with all of the advantages in the first half, or first quarter. Arizona shooting only 25% from the field. In the second quarter, Arizona finally picked it up, shooting 50% from the floor. That was actually, I think, their best shooting quarter of the whole night, and they managed to whittle the lead back, whittle down
by 2 points.
Yeah, by 2 points. And in the third quarter, Albany just pulled away too quickly for them. Again, fell back to shooting 28%. In the fourth quarter, Arizona started extremely hot with McCarthy and Gold very early getting points up, but then the last 10 minutes could not make a bucket to save their lives. And overall, for the whole game, just looking at the stats, you see 50% from the field from Albany, definitely where you want to be. Arizona pulled it up in the end at 41%, but not good enough. And in the free throw margin, death by paper cuts, Albany had 9 more free throws made than Arizona. That's a big chunk of that deficit right there between the two of them.
Another big chunk of deficit could come from the bench points, especially from Takero.
Yeah, Ishijima with 16 points made up half of Albany's bench score. So, very big showing from him. And the turnovers ended up being the same between the two teams in the end, but Albany really shot themselves in the foot for the longest time. They came so close multiple times to letting Arizona actually build a lead. As you see, the biggest lead was 17, the final deficit of the game. But Arizona did have a few instances where they were in the lead there or within striking distance. So, any takeaways from tonight from your end?
I think that the Alphas can definitely build some more confidence from tonight's away win, even if it was against a fellow weak team like Arizona.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in this league, you'll take any win you get. I mean, looking at who they play next, they're back home, actually. Thankfully, after this little bit of a break for Christmas, they'll play the Queens, Bangor, and Plymouth. So they go into their homestand against their conference or divisional rivals, thankfully, with a win. But I don't know. How confident do you feel about them against those 3 opponents?
I'd say they have a chance against both Queens and Plymouth to a degree, but I am not sure about their chances of Bangor. Bangor is just the best team in the Eastern Conference at this moment.
I think you don't give enough credit to Jake and Kenny, but I think Kenny's going to eat this otter alive, and Jake might just stomp on whoever they decide to play at center for Albany. I mean, we just saw a trade, obviously, with 2 of Plymouth's players going to Albany, so perhaps that'll be a good chance for them to maybe get the chip off their shoulder if they feel a little slighted by Plymouth being traded in the division. So,
Yeah. Plymouth has also been a bit poor in making their gameplay in away games turn into wins, so that could work out in favor of Albany.
true.
Yeah, they had a 1 point loss in Winnipeg today, right now.
Yeah, and that's like I said. That's I mean, Yves definitely can step up, and I'm not even sure who Plymouth played at small forward. So,
I
uh,
think they played Springer.
yeah, that sounds right. Been playing Springer pretty consistently at small forward, but the Yves is always the toughest cookie to stop. Um, I think matchup wise, Albany's best matchup will be against Queens. I think they're going to struggle against Bangor just because you have a sophomore playing against uh, Wildfire, and Kadane is going to probably push Mendoza around a bit. But so Albany, they have a good chance of at least pulling one or two wins away with this upcoming homestand. Let's flip on over to Arizona, who after this game plays Texas at home, Dakota at home, and Winnipeg on the road. Any thoughts on their upcoming three games?
I say they need to take the Texas game because it's against Texas, which is pretty much the only team worse than Arizona at this point in the Western Conference. I don't really think that they have as good of a chance against the other two teams, even if Dakota recently lost their starting point guard.
True. That's something we'll have to see how Dakota does tomorrow with their first game after losing Sylvius for supposedly about 15 days. So at least through the new year, until the new year, they will be without their point guard, and we'll see almost certainly Rooney take over. I definitely agree. Texas is the one game they should win. Winnipeg is I'd say it's at Winnipeg, so maybe a 40 to 30% chance of taking that. Dakota, they have maybe a 10 to 20% chance. You still have to consider they're going up against Derby, Lawyer, and Redfield.
Redfield.
So, uh, but it's been fun, Scott. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Anything you want to
It's
say
been
to
my
the fans before you head off?
it's been my first time doing a SportsDen broadcast. I hope that you are a little forgiving for my mistakes during this broadcast.
I'm sure they will be. Don't worry. Don't just don't look at Twitter when we're done. Just don't look. It's never fun. It's never fun. But
Yeah.
thank you everyone for tuning in. I've been Ryan Eastman and Scott Masterson has been joining me. Our next game will be not too far away. In fact, we will be playing or broadcasting Hawaii at Alaska on 12:30. So make sure you tune into that. It's only a week away. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Have a good night.